How is it going, my dudes? My name is Magimight, and welcome back to the channel. That was a pretty cool new intro. This is just a funny little video today, kind of talking about a little devlog per se of the progress, the game I've been working on for the past couple of weeks here. Pretty cool, Leo on holiday. Make sure definitely go check it out. Link in the description below. I think this is kind of like a midway through the project, I'd say. Got a lot of really fun aspects done. I'd say I'm about, probably 2/3 done with the map and stuff, kind of finishing up the last couple areas. And pretty much all the mechanics have been implemented, and it's kind of the main phase, sort of the creating content for the game phase, so making a lot of new, not new features, but new things to interact with, new locations to find, people to talk to. If you're in the game, you're in the game. Like, literally. But I kind of want to just reflect on why it's working, sort of. It's finals week, everybody's doing finals. I've probably written about 400 final reflection classes essays, but this is one I'm choosing to write. I think a big thing that ties into the success of this project, at least how I've gotten so far, I've gotten quite a few alphas out that actually are a playable game. I think it just kind of it reflects back on the project management, a lot of the things I've been doing to start off this project and make a project without kind of over-focusing my scope, overstepping my bounds per se. At the beginning of this project, I kind of always thought, it'd be fun to make a point-and-click adventure game, because that's a pretty fun thing. If you haven't seen it, here's just a little demo. Some tunes. What just happened? Seconds ago, you were sitting at the TV playing Castlevania, and now, standing in a dank dungeon? How could this day get any worse? And you can kind of click to walk around. You can pick up objects, like a bone. You can look at other objects. Nerd. I'll never forget you. You can interact with objects. And you can objects interact with other ones too, so that you can put the bone on the chain. The world's worst combination. You made it in stage 1. And of course there's doors. And you can use things on the doors as well. So, kind of a cool, it's like your essentials point and click adventure game. Different object interactions, all that stuff already programmed in there and stuff. So, but I think the big thing was kind of narrowing the scope. Instead of making a full-on, hey, this is King's Quest 17, everything is going to be perfect, every single object is going to have like multiple ways to interact with it, I definitely narrowed down the scope to say, hey, I'm one guy, what can I do in like 6 hours and stuff, and that's kind of how I scoped it. And another big thing was the pre-planning phase too. I've got a notebook somewhere which kind of has maybe 2 or 3 pages of all the different objects I wanted to create for the game. So if we take a look, I have a class in Godot, which is just kind of the item class. So everything in the game that's an interactable, that's an item. And they have tons of different things, like they've got lights, positions, the sprite, area, and a ton of code that makes the item work and stuff. So all this stuff, it kind of what runs the item as well. But the way I built it was a tool, kind of a set it and forget it sort of idea, where I made this item object, and now in every single game, whenever I want a new item, you just go like this, you add an item, and then you customize it. You can give it a different picture, give it different interactions, change the type, so there's like doors, interactables, things you can pick up, things you can use stuff on, NPCs, story items, all sorts of different things. They're all encapsulated in that single cube. So I kind of, sat down, took a look at what I wanted to create, or thought about what I wanted to create, and then actually wrote out the steps that would take me there, which is, of course, standard practice in any programming field. But for this project, I definitely did my best to scope it out and plan before I program. That was a big takeaway from my engineering class. They kept saying, hey, plan before you program. I'm like, what a novel idea. And so that's the tool building and the pre-planning. So yeah, definitely making these tools in the games, like items, it's a tool, you just make it, interact with it, all the different specifics. Like this is a story item, so when you start the game, it'll tell you this story sort of, and making it more user-friendly for me as the developer, so I don't have to hard code a ton of stuff. I just add objects. It changes from full-on building a tool to more working in like a level editor per se. Sort of like, I don't know if you guys are boomers like me, but there's the Neverwinter Nights tool set from like Neverwinter Nights, the PC Dungeons & Dragons game, but it was kind of like a tool set, so you could take all the different elements of the game and combine them together in a really user-friendly way, and that's kind of what I'm trying to emulate, doing my best to make a more user-friendly game development experience, and then the game itself is pretty good too. But yeah, I think Leo on Holiday is a good success so far. The 1.3 is out right now, you can go and play. The first quest is completed, maybe spoilers, might want to wait for full release, I don't know. And we will have some closed alpha and beta testing in a couple of weeks here, hopefully, if I can get all the content done. But seeing as it's almost summertime. Thanks everybody for watching this. Oh man, I've got like a lamp up here powering my green screen, which I kind of wanted to hold it as my microphone the whole time, but I didn't because I'll get blinded. But thanks everybody for watching this episode of the Magimight podcast. Well, it's not really going to be a podcast. Have a good rest of your whatever.
No. No!